And if you are out and about today, there are a few areas that's getting some sun, some peaks of sun that is, before the clouds just start heading back into the holidays. You are taking a live look at downtown where it's gray, but you know, we kind of got a sun sandwich is what Sean calls it. Gloomy weather is expected to come and hit us though, but not the white Christmas that we want.
No, not here. You're going to have to hop on the car or the plane and head pretty far north. But I will tell you, it's pretty interesting right now. Depending on your location, you might have a full deck of sunshine, or like you were showing here downtown, it is a little more gray.
I took 65 into work, and I was just grateful for that little. It was a little peak.
A little bit.
It was a little bit.
We'll take it. Some folks are enjoying it. I'll tell you that. This is up in Carmel. You can see on the skating rink there, a lot of folks out here on this Christmas Eve. One area that's enjoying some blue sky right now, and enjoy it, soak it up, because yeah, we've got some damp conditions moving forward. This is I-70. We're looking east toward the skyline here, and then I'll take you into Avon. You can see there's a little cloud cover that's beginning to flare back up, and this is the visible satellite. So East Siders cloudy right now. Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and that little sliver of blue sky there over Carmel. But if you go north of that, you go east of that, generally it's gray, but you can see the impacts of the brighter sky in Bloomington where it's 49. Contrast that with 39 Peru, 40 degrees in Muncie, and 40 this hour in Lafayette. Now, I want to show you the airport reports. We do have ground stoppages. That's because of thunderstorms around DFW. And then we've had a little bit of light snow, but impactful over some of the bigger hubs in the Northeast. We will have our latest wet Christmas forecast coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. And right now, workers are preparing for an emergency demolition after a massive fire at a historic downtown church. Investigators are trying to figure out the cause, but the city is having the building torn down for safety reasons. The fire broke out just before 6 this morning at the Sanctuary on Penn. This is near North Pennsylvania and East Walnut Streets. This historic church now serves as a wedding venue in downtown area. Crews on the scene told 13 News that no one was injured and the building was unoccupied when this fire started. They spent several hours battling this fire. They were able to keep it, though, from spreading to any nearby buildings. Of course, they're still looking into what happened. We'll have more updates on air and online when they become available. Also new this afternoon, police say an 18-year-old is under arrest after a shooting inside Castleton Square Mall last night. IMPD says officers were called to the mall around 8:30 Monday night by off-duty officers working security. After initially saying no one was hurt, authorities say a man showed up at a nearby hospital who had been shot. He is expected to be okay. Police say they believe the people involved in this shooting do know each other and were involved in a dispute where shots were fired. They say incidents like this can have a long-lasting impact on the community.
We go back to that trauma that these families, the children, shouldn't have to see this, hear this, go through this ever. It's irresponsible of that small amount of individuals we continue to talk about that commit the crime in our community and we continue to go after. This is not responsible.
The suspect faces a preliminary charge of felony intimidation with a deadly weapon for his alleged involvement in the shooting. And this afternoon, we're working to find out if police have any leads in connection to a shooting victim who walked into the Central Library for help. So right now, police believe the shooting happened at another location. Police got the call yesterday evening around 5:30. That's where they found a man at the library had been shot. Investigators tell us the shooting happened near 9th and Capitol, not too far away. But so far, no word on a possible suspect. Police tell us they are reviewing camera footage from the area and they're talking to witnesses. So if you have any information that can help investigators, call IMPD or Crime Stoppers. And this afternoon, we're hearing from a family that's been devastated by a young boy's death in Indianapolis. Right now, the boy's father and a woman that relatives say is the father's girlfriend are under arrest for neglect. The boy's aunt tells us the 7-year-old's name is Caden. Police say he was found not breathing inside a home on the west side. Investigators say they found injuries on Caden's body that's consistent with trauma. They also found signs of malnourishment. We talked to an attorney with the Zero Abuse Project. She says it's common to see a person's boyfriend or girlfriend abuse their non-biological child.
They may work together in partnering to hurt the child, or one party may know that the child is being abused and they allow it. Sometimes it happens that the person doesn't know.
So far, formal charges have not been filed. That will be up to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. We have reached out. A spokesperson tells us they do not have enough information to determine charges at this time. And this afternoon, 4 Greenwood men are awaiting extradition to the East Coast on murder charges. They're accused of shooting and killing a man from India and dumping his body in a New Jersey nature preserve. Our Rich Nye spoke with authorities here in New Jersey to learn more about this cross-country investigation.
These 4 men are charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder. 27-year-old Gaurav Singh, 22-year-old Gurdeep Singh, 30-year-old Nirmal Singh, and 23-year-old Saurav Kumar. A badly decomposed body was found in the Greenwood Wildlife Management Area in Ocean County, New Jersey on December 14th. The FBI helped identify the remains as Kuldeep Kumar, 35 years old, from India. The medical examiner says he died from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest. Kumar was reported missing by family members in Ozone Park, New York, back on October 26th. The prosecutor believes he died on or about October 22nd, and his body left in the 32,000-acre nature preserve. Investigators believe that the 4 men acted together and in support of one another in carrying out the murder of Kuldeep Kumar. Court records indicate that the victim was a relative of at least one of the men charged, and that the men charged may have threatened the victim's family and witnesses. 3 of the 4 men listed their address as this home on Beverly Place in a neighborhood still under development in Greenwood. No one answered the camera doorbell Monday. Authorities say that Greenwood police were joined by detectives from the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office, New Jersey State Police, and the FBI in taking the 4 men into custody Friday without incident. The investigative efforts leading to the arrest of these defendants were nothing short of outstanding, said Ocean County Prosecutor Bradley Bilheimer in a news release.
All right, thanks to Rich Nye there. So the 4 men were originally scheduled for an extradition hearing Monday afternoon, but that hearing was rescheduled for Friday afternoon. 13 News plans to attend that hearing, and of course, we'll bring you any updates once we get them. And a couple from Franklin are now facing charges after a deadly overdose. Aaron Maupin and Jaden Hampton are now charged with dealing in a controlled substance resulting in death. The charges follow an overdose death investigation in October of last year in Franklin. Right now, there's no public filings for charges against Maupin, though court searches show charges against Hampton. Police say they responded to a report of a woman who was non-responsive and not breathing. She was later pronounced dead. And the findings of a lengthy congressional ethics investigation into former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz are now public. As NBC's Chris Pallone reports this afternoon, Gaetz and some of his Republican allies in Congress argued the report should remain private since he resigned from Congress and is now a private citizen.
I've been focused on
the years-long House Ethics Committee investigation into former Republican Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz finally public. After a bipartisan vote to release its findings, the committee determining there is substantial evidence that Gaetz violated House rules related to prostitution, statutory rape, illicit drug use, impermissible gifts, special favors or privileges, and obstruction of Congress. Committee member Glenn Ivey, a Democrat, voted to release the report.
This is something the public should know. They should have a chance to see what this information is. You never know what he might do down the road.
The report points to a 2017 encounter Gaetz had with a woman who testified she had sex with him when she was 17 and had just completed her junior year in high school. The committee also detailed $90,000 in payments to 12 women that investigators concluded was used to pay for sex and illicit drugs. Gaetz denies the allegations, admitting instead to womanizing, drinking, and smoking in the past, claiming his conduct was embarrassing but not criminal, emphasizing the Department of Justice chose not to charge him after a lengthy investigation. Sunday, Gaetz mused about his future in politics.
maybe I'll just run for Marco Rubio's vacant seat in the United States Senate. Enjoyed some of those folks.
Well, I'd like to say that, this is the type of thing that would end someone's career. I'm just not so sure I can say that anymore.
Gates resigned from Congress when President-elect Trump picked him to be Attorney General. He withdrew from consideration as the fight over releasing the Ethics Committee report intensified.
Gates made a last-minute bid to get a court to block the release of this ethics report, obviously unsuccessful. His attorneys said that it was an unconstitutional overreach on a now private citizen. In Washington, Chris Pallone, NBC News.